There is a profound and compelling reason why you have encountered this specific message at this particular juncture of your journey. This is no mere accident or coincidence, but rather a direct echo of a vibration your own spirit has broadcasted into the world. Over the past several days or weeks, you have likely sensed a curious restlessness stirring within your chest, a persistent intuition that something monumental is currently on the precipice of arriving. Even if your rational mind struggles to define it, you may have noticed sudden shifts in your mood, waves of inexplicable nostalgia, or a quiet sense of expectation, as if you were awaiting a significant guest without knowing exactly who is destined to arrive. I want to reassure you that you are not imagining these sensations, and you are not fostering anxiety without cause. What you are experiencing is an energetic alert. Your soul is already detecting the frequencies of a sacred meeting that is drawing near, and your internal guidance system is identifying the markers that the universe has just authorized something remarkable concerning your romantic path. The creative forces of existence are coordinating at this very second as you digest these words, a sequence of events that will signal a definitive turning point in your emotional life. The insight you are intended to receive today is both potent and life-altering. There is a specific individual on this physical plane who is being spiritually prepared to position you at the absolute core of their world and to honor you with a level of devotion you have never before encountered. It is vital that we immediately define the nature of this commitment, for it is neither a shadow of obsession nor a hollow form of worship. This person will view you as their sacred sanctuary, a realm of tranquility and profound respect where they anchor their most sincere intentions. What is about to be disclosed will entirely reshape your perspective on what authentic love truly entails. Perhaps your mind, shaped by previous scars, is attempting to dismiss this information out of a fear of recurring pain. You might be questioning if this is truly intended for you, or if it is merely another mirage. However, you must realize that every experience you are currently navigating, every trial, and every hour of solitude is part of a grander design aligning you with this specific miracle. You are not waiting without purpose, and none of the distress you have endured was in vain. You are being polished so that you can inhabit exactly what your heart is worthy of receiving. The universe desires for you to grasp that this is no commonplace romance, but a bond that will challenge every preconceived notion you held about human partnership. Throughout this realization, we will uncover how this destiny is being woven and identify the invisible markers that already surround your daily life. But for this connection to manifest in physical reality, a pivotal requirement must first be met: a private and intense internal process currently unfolding within the life of this other person. A radical shift is taking place that you must comprehend to see why the interval of waiting has been justified. If you are prepared to welcome this wisdom into your reality, affirm in your thoughts that you deserve this sacred bond. While you move through your daily routine, facing your own challenges and integrating your lessons, something monumental is already occurring at the opposite end of the unseen thread of fate. Someone is presently going through an internal revolution whose primary goal is to prepare them to cherish you in a manner you could never have previously envisioned. This individual is not someone who will suddenly decide to care for you out of a passing fancy or simple convenience. They are a person being actively carved by life lessons and realizations that are pulling them inevitably toward your orbit. Visualize for a moment that destiny is a master artist, and this person is the work of art currently being perfected. Every touch of the tool and every circumstance they face now is stripping away layers of ego, insecurity, and immaturity that would otherwise hinder them from recognizing your spirit. It is highly probable that this person does not yet know your name or hold your image in their mind. Yet their soul already recognizes your presence and feels an urgent internal mandate to transform in order to meet you. The universe knows the precise moment when both of you will reach readiness and is operating within this person with the same depth and attention as it does within you. This preparation is a work of spiritual alchemy. This person is currently absorbing vital truths that mold them into the partner you require, fostering the emotional depth necessary to sustain a bond of this magnitude. They will not arrive at your door as a fragmented or damaged version of themselves looking for a savior. When they step into your world, they will be the realized version of themselves, ready to respect and shield you as you merit. A fundamental element of this shift is that this person is being moved by a spiritual awakening that allows them to grasp your true significance the moment you meet. They are elevating their state of awareness to sense your divine nature and the radiance you emit, even when you are oblivious to your own light. Where others fail to see your qualities, this person will identify a rare gem. Where others perceived vulnerability or imperfection, they will see your inner power and truth. This change in outlook is not random, but the fruit of intense personal labor. The restrictive beliefs about intimacy that this person might have carried in the past are being methodically broken down so they can identify and embrace this gift without hesitation. It is possible that as part of their training, they are currently facing demanding circumstances. They might be concluding a karmic cycle that no longer helps them, finishing painful chapters, or moving through a necessary period of isolation for their own evolution. All of manifestation is working to purify their energy and ensure that at the time of your meeting, they are entirely available for you. They are discovering how to let go of old habits, mend their fears, welcome true closeness, and view love as a holy act rather than a game of pride or a social deal. They may even be reevaluating everything they believed they understood about romance, feeling a hollow space that nothing in their current environment can satisfy because that opening is intended exclusively for you. This internal alchemy is also making this person feel an inexplicable pull, a steady feeling that someone of great importance is about to appear. They may have vivid dreams where a shadowy figure brings them a sense of profound calm, or they may notice signs everywhere indicating they must prepare for something magnificent. Their heart is being made tender so that when you finally meet, there will be no barriers or defensive walls remaining to block the flow of connection. The one who is moving toward you is not a person who loves in a standard way. It is someone who will have crossed a path of fire and change just to be capable of matching the height of your frequency. Grasping this is vital for you because it provides your waiting with a fresh significance. It is not that the cosmos has neglected you or that affection is being withheld. The scale of what is approaching simply demands a rock-solid foundation. If this person were to arrive today with unhealed scars or an unseasoned soul, they would be unable to provide you the sanctuary you deserve. That is why the universe is moving with such deliberate speed to coordinate every single detail. This individual will eventually come to understand that you are the solution to all their internal inquiries, the living evidence that true devotion exists and is worth every hardship faced along the way. They will gaze upon you with eyes that have been trained to look far beneath the surface and into the center of your being where an immeasurable worth lives. This preparation is mutual and occurring at the same time. While you are gaining the strength to value yourself and establish your boundaries, this person is mastering the art of loving with maturity and connecting without terror. It is a synchronized movement of energy where every step you take toward your own restoration moves this person closer to their own peak. Have total confidence that the divine blueprint is not only readying you, but is also crafting the person intended for you with the highest level of care. Nothing currently transpiring in this person's experience is a mistake. Every lesson, every departure, and every second of deep thought is a vital ingredient forming the soul of the one who will very soon treat you with total reverence. This preparation is both rigorous and necessary because the link you will share bears no resemblance to a standard partnership. Instead, it will challenge all the societal rules and blueprints you have known until now. It is crucial for you to realize that the relationship destiny is knitting for you does not fit into the old patterns handed down through history. It is not a simple union or a typical cycle of dating and commitment. What is heading your way exceeds every basic romantic standard. It is a bond that carries the traits often called soulmates or twin flames, yet it moves beyond even those definitions. It is a covenant between two spirits who identify one another on a primal, foundational level, a resonance that feels ancient and recognizable from the very first breath. When this individual joins your life, the energy will be fundamentally different from anything you have felt before because it will not be rooted in control or need, but in a deliberate devotion that flows from total inner liberty. The structure of this tie is sacred because it is founded on the absolute belief that your union serves a goal beyond the physical world and lifts your existence to higher planes of awareness and joy. The admiration we are discussing, this sense of placing you on a pedestal of respect, will manifest in everyday life through a depth of presence you may have never known. This person will look at you with a gaze that sees through the outer layers. They possess eyes that reach the core of your existence and see a priceless wealth there that must be guarded with total care. Every word you utter will be received with profound interest, not out of mere courtesy, but from a sincere hunger to know your internal world, your anxieties, and your highest aspirations. You will never feel the need to repeat yourself to be heard, nor will you have to raise your voice to feel acknowledged. Your simple presence will be enough to claim their total focus. This person will hold on to the tiny details, the small traits others missed, and will keep them as guides leading toward your contentment. For them, discovering your soul will be the most vital exploration of their lifetime. Within this sacred bond, the draining cycle of begging for attention or competing for a place in your partner's life will vanish forever. This person will offer you that space freely, without you needing to request it, because they will inherently know that loving you is a high honor, not a routine fact. You will not have to perpetually demonstrate your value, nor will you have to fight to be noticed. For this person, you will not be one choice among many, but the only inevitable answer to their deepest questions. Their commitment will be so profound that they will organize their life around the chance to bring you joy. This does not come from a place of weakness or a need for power, but from a clear realization that their highest path in this stage of growth is to support your wellness. They will view it as a holy task from the universe to honor you and safeguard your spirit. One of the most obvious indicators that you are entering this sacred connection will be the way this person stands up for your energy and your identity. Even in your absence, they will defend your character with passion and speak of you with a sense of pride and wonder they cannot conceal. They will naturally weave you into their future visions, not as a secondary thought or a minor detail, but as the primary focus of their long-term path. Yet, this is where the true beauty of the connection resides. This protection will never feel like a restriction. Unlike unhealthy dynamics where care is used to control, this person will find the ideal harmony between safety and independence. The bond will not be a cage, but an expansive horizon where both of you can flourish without boundaries, knowing you always have a secure place to land. This individual will not attempt to remodel you or pressure you to sacrifice your truth to fit a certain mold or role. On the contrary, they will applaud your uniqueness with passion, back your most daring ambitions, and honor your need for quiet and self-governance. They will treasure your real self exactly where others looked for artificial compliance or perfection. If in the past you felt the pressure to hide your brilliance so as not to intimidate others, here the very opposite will happen. This person will push you to radiate even more light. They will celebrate your victories without a hint of jealousy and motivate you to expand in the direction your soul longs for. They grasp that your personal growth is not a danger, but the very fuel that keeps the bond thriving. They will offer you solace in your low moments without passing judgment and walk beside you through your healing journeys without rushing you, showing a level of patience that is almost without limit. The depth of this tie also means that you will act as mirrors of each other's progress. Your simple existence will inspire this person to reach for the highest version of themselves. Not because you demand improvement, but because seeing your greatness naturally triggers a desire in them to rise to that same height. They will feel compelled to mend their own internal wounds and push past their own walls, moved by the sincere hope to be truly worthy of the gift of love you provide. It is a dynamic in which expansion is constant and shared. You will both become protectors of each other's evolution. You will encounter a degree of emotional closeness that travels far beyond mere physical chemistry. Even though that too will be powerful and hypnotic, it will be a flawless alchemical mixture of passion and serenity, of thrill and reliability, where stillness feels comforting and openness is greeted with kindness rather than judgment. This steadfast loyalty, this holy reverence, and this mutual liberty form the bedrock of the bond that is taking shape in the spiritual realm for you. It is a love that does not seek to complete you out of scarcity, but honors the abundance you already possess within your being. And the most startling part is that although your physical forms have not yet intersected and your gaze has not yet locked, an unseen conduit of transmission already exists between you, through which vital data flows and your spirits are braided in mysterious ways you may have disregarded until this moment. There is a captivating mystery that functions beyond the physical statutes that rule our daily existence. A truth sages have recognized for millennia, and one that you are now starting to perceive for yourself. Even though your physical sight has not yet observed this person's features, and your palms have not brushed their skin, your link already exists. It is genuine and fully operational. You should not regard this as a romantic daydream, but as an energetic reality. There is an invisible bond, often termed the red string of destiny, or the silver filament that joins your heart directly to the heart of your partner, regardless of spatial distance or outside factors. This tie is unbreakable and functions like a metaphysical fiber optic line through which knowledge, feelings, and vitality perpetually stream. The marvelous thing about this chapter in your life is that this bridge has fully unlocked. That is why you have recently perceived a sequence of occurrences you may not have been able to clarify, or that perhaps even made you doubt your emotional balance. The deepest and most touching indicator of this awakening is what can be characterized as a longing for what is to come. It is a complex, gorgeous sensation that suddenly washes over you. A deep missing of someone you paradoxically do not yet recognize. It is not typical isolation, but a sort of inverted nostalgia. It is your essence recollecting this person's vibration and calling for their arrival. The center of your being is not tethered to linear time the way your intellect is. Your spirit already knows this person has long ago consented to this appointment, and as the second nears, it begins to resonate in the frequency of remembering this affection. If you have ever stared into the horizon with the impression that a vital piece is absent, or if you have felt the impulse to return home even though you were physically at your residence, then you have already encountered this nostalgia for the future. The pulsating conviction that there is a spot in someone else's heart that belongs to you and is staying ready for you. This sense of void is not grief, but the magnetic vacuum preparing to be occupied. Through this hidden strand, the moods of your partner also migrate, which clarifies the abrupt shifts in temperament you may have recently undergone without any transparent external reason. Imagine you are moving through a normal, tranquil day performing your routine chores, and suddenly you are overwhelmed by a surge of deep gladness, a warm sense of stillness, or an overpowering assurance of being cherished, leaving you with an unexplainable grin. These instances do not belong to you. They belong to this person. It is very probable that at that precise second, your partner is reflecting on love, mending a significant scar, or sending a beacon of hope from their spirit to yours. And similarly, when you suddenly feel a soft melancholy or subtle agitation that does not seem to be your own, it may be that this person is navigating a taxing phase in their own readiness process, and you are picking up their condition through the energetic tie and unconsciously aiding in carrying their path. This telepathic interaction is evidence that you are already a partnership operating in total harmony long before you congregate in the material world. The most distinct territory in which this meeting manifests itself is undoubtedly the realm of dreams. When your waking mind relaxes and your logical shields drop, your spirit is liberated to roam and meet the spirit of this person in the astral dimension. You may have recently had vivid visions in which you communicate with a presence that feels incredibly recognizable. Someone who provides you deep tranquility and limitless affection, whose face you cannot clearly identify or that dissolves upon waking. These are not just products of fantasy, they are genuine meetings in subtle realms. In these nocturnal gatherings, your souls acknowledge each other, hearten one another to persist in the preparation process, and remind each other that the interval of waiting is nearly finished. Rising with the sensation of having been accompanied with a full heart and an inexplicable sense of quietude is a definitive mark that you spent the night in the presence of your future partner. Even if your mind cannot preserve the visual specifics, your emotional body keeps the mark of this energy, and this sense of safety tracks you through the day like a silent vow. In addition to visions and sentiments, your physical frame also serves as a receiving sensor for this nearing proximity. Many individuals who stand on the edge of such a holy connection mention very specific bodily sensations. A sudden, pleasant glow in the middle of the chest, directly at the heart center, as if an internal sun sparks for a second. Likewise, tremors or goosebumps may happen even when it is not chilly, particularly when you hear about devotion or reflect on your future. Another frequent occurrence is detecting a scent, a fragrance or a floral bouquet that has no physical origin. This is the energetic fingerprint of this person making itself perceived in your sensory world. Your body, intuitive and primal, acknowledges that this person is already in your energetic vicinity, coming ever closer, and it reacts with concrete signals to their presence. The universe, with its vast lexicon of metaphors, joins in this telepathic dialogue as well, steadily sending you outward validations. This is where the celebrated mirror hours and numerical patterns come into play. Noticing 111, 222, or 444 repeatedly is not a statistical fluke. It is the universe signaling to you, confirming that you are synchronized with your fate, and that interaction with your counterpart is live. Every time you see these digits, you receive a sort of alert. The system is operational, and the meeting is in the downloading stage. It may also occur that you catch snippets of conversations in which strangers utter exactly the phrase you needed to hear, or a melody starts to play on the stereo that addresses the question you were just pondering. The entire surroundings conspire to prove to you that this bond is genuine. I want to halt here for a second, because it is vital to validate your journey. If any of this speaks to you, if you have felt this unexplainable yearning for someone you do not know, or if you have surfaced with the assurance that you were with your beloved in your dreams, then acknowledge it and claim it. I invite you now to type in the comments, "I accept the sign," or briefly describe whether you have envisioned this faceless presence. By doing this, you not only engage with the message, but also pin this energy in the material realm. You are informing the universe that you are aware, observant, and prepared to accept. Your remark is a demonstration of belief, an unlatching of the door to let this energy fully inhabit your life. Do not underestimate the strength of recognition. Frequently, simply naming what one feels is the trigger that hastens the manifestation cycle. And it is imperative that you do not stifle these feelings or discard them as delusion. Society, with its strictly logical and worldly outlook, often instructs us to disregard the subtle, to minimize intuition, and to trust only in what we can grasp. But you are on a different spiritual track, one where you understand that the visible is only the surface of the deep. Rely on your inner compass, that soft voice promising you that all of this is real. The power of these telepathic links usually surges significantly right before the physical contact, like the vibration that heralds the arrival of a vessel. If you have felt in recent days that these omens have become more frequent or more intense, take it as a final declaration that the gap between you is vanishing quickly. Yet there is a reality you must also grasp so it does not surprise you. Frequently, when a gift of this size is about to enter our world, the energy shifts so forcefully that it can temporarily produce turbulence in our current life. It is as if a structure must first be cleared before being turned into a monument. Debris first, then beauty. These lovely, mystical markers are paradoxically the signal of a required cleansing in which the universe starts to relocate pieces of your reality in ways that may initially feel messy or unstable, but are absolutely vital to create room for the new. You may feel a tension between these vows of love and devotion and your current circumstances. It may even feel as though your world is fracturing rather than becoming transparent. If you have recently seen that certain frameworks in your life have broken down without warning, if you lost long-term companions, if a steady career suddenly concluded, or an unexpected family crisis surfaced, then pay very close attention to what I'm saying now, because this is fundamental. This chaos is not a penalty. It is the clearest evidence that the miracle is approaching. Spiritually, this is termed the Tower moment. Before the universe can construct a new manor in your life, it must dismantle the old shack occupying that plot. The energy of the individual moving toward you is so elevated and potent that it demands a purified and refreshed setting in which to ground itself. It cannot dwell with stagnant old vibrations you clung to out of routine or anxiety. So if you feel as though you are standing in the heart of a tempest, be glad. It is the universe executing a deep and vital scrubbing so that the extraordinary can find its home. This cycle demands your active and brave involvement. The mindful application of the law of the vacuum. This universal rule dictates that new energy cannot inhabit a room that is already full. You cannot accept sacred love if your heart and intellect are still crowded with painful recollections, bitterness toward former partners, or even worse, lukewarm attachments with people from your history whom you keep in your life only because you dread being alone. Retaining someone in your life when you know they are not intended for you is the toughest barricade you can place on your own path. You need the guts to let go of what does not respect you, to prove to the universe that you believe something superior is arriving. Tidying your space does not only signify blocking digits or discarding old notes. It also implies an energetic purging of your dwelling and your social circle. Discard toxic ties that deplete your vitality. Shun people who sow uncertainty in your heart and generate a fertile silence. Remember, nature hates a void and always seeks to populate it. When you generate this vacant space in belief, the universe will hurry to occupy it with the person who will treasure you. A psychologically and spiritually vital facet of your readiness is seldom discussed, yet it is fundamental